Welcome to the Cougar Cast here at the Kokomo Post Sports. I'm your host, Jay Stevens, and this is the place to get all the information on what's going on inside the athletic department at IU Kokomo. And joining us for the first time in a long time, it's not his fault, it's mine. It is Grant Patterson. He is one of the assistant athletic directors at IU Kokomo. I say for the first time in a long time because for the first time, really, normally Grant's away. I was away because my son, my first child, my wife and I had our baby on July the 2nd. Grant, little Jay is here.
Yeah, I was going to say, first off, you started going slow there when you were saying the date. I'm like, you can't already have forgotten the birthday. But I jokingly asked Jay as we were walking up the stairs, I said, is it easier or harder than you thought it would be? And I thought he would say easier because, of course, you're going to hype yourself up. But it can't be that easy. And so it's good that you've gotten a few weeks down already.
Yeah, man, it's not easy. It's not. They talk about how much sleep you're not going to get and the adjustment, the flexibility, and all of those things. Hearing it is one thing, but going through it and experiencing another, no, it's not easy. It's not easy at all, but it's worth every single second.
I bet.
Grant, it's worth every second when I think about the athletes at IUK and them spending their time not only preparing for the games they're playing or the races they're going to run, but also spending time in the classroom, making sure their grades are up to par. Recently, the men's and women's track and field team got a national honor for things that the athletes are doing in the classroom.
Yeah, so a superb honor. It's an honor that's happened for years in a row now, and this is sort of becoming a yearly article. I was going through my email last night, saw that Coach Colvin had sent me over those details, and that the U.S. track and field and USTFCCCA is the abbreviation. So you guys can guess what all that stands for. The first few are easy. The rest of them are not. They released their all-academic teams. So those are both teams and individuals being named all-academic athletes. So for a third straight year, our women's team met the minimum GPA requirement of 3.25. I think they had a 3.61. They win the bragging rights competition with the men's team. The men's team made it for a second straight year, but I think it was like 3.38 or something. Still a great cumulative mark for a team with a plethora. It's depth. I mean, 80 to 90 kids between the two teams, so 45 a team. That's a lot of kids to be an academic team and be honored nationwide. So for them, great job. And then the 6 student athletes that were honored, They were honored. You can only be honored if you qualify. So if you hit a national standard that we talk about a lot during the season, if you hit a standard during indoor or outdoor season, and then also meet the minimum GPA requirement. So we had 6 athletes, and that's obviously outstanding because that speaks to their level of hard work in the classroom, but also on the field. So a lot different than just a regular academic team award.
That's amazing when I get to think about the athlete tier. I didn't realize there was a requirement to even be eligible to be there outside of the GPA.
Yep.
But it's fun, at least from my standpoint, being able to meet these athletes and have them come in for various shows and then realize, oh, they're not only getting it done on the track or in the cross-country course, but also in the classroom. And I know that's probably a big thing for Coach Colvin and you in your spot as well, that the athletes are excelling both in the sports they're competing in, but also in the classroom.
Yeah, so for me, that kind of brings up a funny point. When I was writing the article earlier this week and posting it earlier this week, I was going through who am I going to use? Because it's men's and women's award, different award winners. How do I get a picture? We don't have a picture of our men's and women's team together. So I came across a picture, thought Emma Byram, she qualified. She was an all-academic athlete as they just released, and then she was our highest finishing All-American. So I figured I'd roll with the picture of Emma and then a picture of our coaching staff because the coaching staff puts them in the position to succeed both in their respective events and in the classroom. So great job to all involved.
Not only from what the track and field teams, both men's and women's, did in the classroom, we're getting that recognition there, but also the women's basketball team received one recently at the conference level.
Yeah, so women's basketball team received the Female Scholar Team or Character Team, I should say, Character Award. So that speaks to what they've done. It pretty much takes away their sport. Take away the sport and what they've done in the court. This goes on the court. This goes to what they've done outside the classroom in the community. And Coach Lisa Pfluger stepped in. She'll be our first year head coach. She was an interim head coach last year for most of the year. And as soon as she stepped in, she got the the team involved in the community that she calls home, and she's called home for a long time. And so I think that was a big thing for her, was to step in right away and prove to us that she could do what it takes and had what it takes. And I think this is just a great honor that shows that she was successful in year one in more ways than just the basketball court. And I think that's why it just proves to us that she was the perfect fit, because she's already getting honored. And technically she wasn't even our head coach yet, because that award goes to the team, but without a head coach that's dedicated to the community time and the service that comes with it, building better human beings as well, then you don't have that. So shout out to all of them as well.
Yeah, for real. That stuff, it's big time. Anytime I hear about a conference award, especially this, I didn't know all the details about it. Yeah. And not even really realizing, I was like, oh, Lisa was there. She was there, but not like the full-time head coach, more of an interim role. So being able to still get that award when you have that tag, that for her, not speaking for her, but just me thinking, there's probably a little pat on the back and a little boost of encouragement for her to say, well, we're doing this now. Now I got this tag, a little bit different title than previously. We could probably make this happen and keep this momentum rolling and keep making an impact in the community.
Yeah, most definitely. And like I said, I mean, honestly, you probably covered every T there is right there, but it's just super impressive. And year one, like I said, the team improved on the court under Coach Pfluger in her interim year. They improved on outside the court. I'm sure they improved in the classroom. They were another scholar team as well. So, yeah, great things to be looking forward to.
Speaking of things to look forward to, in the fall, the women's golf team, I believe, Grant, will be hosting a fall tournament?
Yeah, so I believe this will be the first time they're hosting a fall tournament. I believe they attempted to a few years ago, just decided the conditions weren't right, but definitely the first time they're hosting a fall tournament at Wildcat Creek, so they'll be hosting the Crimson Classic. I don't have the necessary dates, but I'm pretty sure it's their last tournament of the fall, so it'll be a good way to put a wrap on the fall season, a fall season that will feature a lot of newcomers joining the women's golf program. So including a Division I transfer, we've talked about the job that Brandy's done in her short time as the head coach of that program. So then to have a program in year two of her being a head coach where you're hosting a tournament, I think that we're in a great spot. And look for us to host both the tournament in the fall and the spring, as we'll be working on that with Wildcat Creek Golf Course here in town.
Oh, fall and spring.
Yeah. Yep.
That's enticing.
Yep, we got to make some moves to include those, and I'm pretty sure that that's what the contract states. So that'll be in the works for the spring as well. Men's golf hosted a tournament this past spring. They'll be doing the same this next spring as well.
I like it. Anything else you want to leave the people with about what's going on right now in the summer months at IUK?
I'd say just since last time we talked, more and more sports have been released, whether it be recruiting class articles or schedule release articles. Men's golf goes out. By the time you guys are hearing this, men's golf will be done. So the only fall sport we have left to cover is women's tennis. That'll be covered next week. And then we'll go on throughout the rest of our sports. I think we have 5 sports left to cover. We'll do track and field, baseball, both basketballs, and esports. I think that's our 5 left we have to cover, but week by week we'll hit those as we go on. Even at the beginning of the school year, we'll still be going on with those, but hey, we're not far from athletes getting on campus and getting going in their respective sports, so it's about that time of year, Jay, the best time of year.
Man, the best time of year. I like it. He loves it. Stay tuned right here over the next few weeks and months as we cover and stay tapped into what's going on inside the Cougars athletic department. I want to thank Grant Patterson once again for coming on the show to really dive into a lot of things going on inside the athletic department at IUK. And this has been the Cougar Cast. We'll see you next time.